Hi guys, good morning. This is Dan. Welcome to Engelgeist. For those of you that are new, welcome. For those of you that are returning, welcome back. And for those of you that support me over on Patreon, thank you so very much for your support. Happy October 1st, guys. We have shifted into October. That means we have two new decks to work with. We've brought back the Literary Witches deck. If you guys remember from last year, this was a gift from one of my viewers, Jen. Thank you so very much. I love this deck, so it'll be fun to work with these ladies again. And then the other deck, which I just did an unboxing for that we'll be using, is also a secondary Oracle deck. I thought, you know what, 2020 is a dumpster fire, and so I'm going to just throw caution to the wind and use two Oracle decks for the month of October to see how this plays together. So we will be using the Queen of the Moon Oracle by STACEY DEMARCO, and that is also a gift from another viewer, a very close friend of mine, Laura. And so thank you very much for that, Laura. You guys could say thank you to Jen and Laura for these beautiful decks that they supplied me with so that you guys can get your insight. What else? This is a broad spectrum reading for those of you that are paying attention and watching. It is meant to help and assist you. If it doesn't make sense to you or doesn't resonate, that's completely fine. It doesn't necessarily mean anything's wrong. If you choose to make any decisions from in your life after having watched this video, you are personally responsible for those decisions, okay? What else was I going to say? If you want to support the channel, you can feel free to go over to patreon.com and look up Engelgeist. You can choose a subscription over there. You can get the daily forecast a day early, and other special readings are available only over there. If you want to like my Facebook business page and follow me there, or subscribe to the YouTube channel, that's all greatly appreciated. Please hit the thumbs up symbol if you like the video or you're enjoying my work, and you can always feel free to comment, question, share the videos out, and if you're interested in a private reading, you can always message me at the Facebook business page. I do private readings via Facebook video, and they're usually about an hour long, and I can answer any questions you may have for that. All right, so let's get into this. See what these ladies have for us this month. I'm excited to see the Literary Witches back. It'll be interesting to be working with two Oracle decks. I tend to like to have one Tarot and one Oracle, but I feel like compelled to use these two decks, so let's see. Okay. Oh, and you guys know, if you're watching me regularly, this video, even though it is made for the 1st of October, it is a timeless video in the sense that if you're seeing it on a date that's not October 1st, that doesn't mean that the information isn't valid, right? I believe that Spirit has a way of finding the right videos or the right messages, getting them to us at the right time, you know, through song, through experiences, through other people. So just trusting in that. If this is in your feed and say your autoplay feature and you're happy to watch it on a day that's not October 1st, that's completely fine. Please continue to watch the video and see if there might be some, you know, words of wisdom or insight for you within it. All right, so let's look at what the Literary Witches have to say. So this is the Wall card. It's been a while since I've worked with this deck. I forget that a lot of this deck, there's like sort of, it's, even though it's an Oracle deck, it's like it's very close to almost like a Tarot deck in regards to the fact that it has like 70 different cards, and there's the Literary Witches to me kind of come off as if they are the major arcana. When I look at this wall, I kind of feel like are some of us hiding out? Are we looking for protection? Are we looking for security right now? Are we sort of maybe separating ourselves from our environment to a degree? Maybe hiding behind this wall or hiding within a safe space for ourselves so that we can better make decisions about what it is that we need to do. That's kind of the feeling that I get here from this wall. Let me see. I feel like, you know, there's a separateness here. Like we may not feel too close to those around us. We might feel separated. This could be, you know, due to sort of pandemic issues, you know, quarantine issues. This could be due to, you know, we just had the presidential debates the last few days. So we might not be feeling like at one with our fellow man, no matter who our candidate is. To me, I feel like some of us might want to hide, is kind of the feeling when I look at this. We might want to sort of not look at the world or deal with the world, sort of be a little bit more enclosed or self-sufficient. I don't think that this is a bad card, right? I think that this is about sort of maybe looking to oneself, protecting oneself, keeping one's own self sort of sane, stable, and grounded. I kind of like it. It does feel a little bit on the defensive side to me, right? Like we might be sort of protecting ourselves from some potentiality or some sort of, situation that we maybe don't want to experience. But I don't think that this is a bad card per se. I just think that it is sort of got us a little bit cordoned off in a way. Let me read the definition for wall just because I'm interested to know what it says in the book. All of these singular pictures only have very few words to them. So where is wall? Wall is protection, obstacles, and boundaries. So maybe some of those things need to be paid attention to right now. I feel like this is more of a sense of security. Like, in all honesty, I feel like this is us sort of maybe retreating into a corner, taking care of ourselves first and foremost, making sure that our needs are met before the needs of others. I don't get a bad sense of this. I just think that we might be disengaging in some regard or some sort of way right now that I think protects us or keeps us sane and safe. Remember, in the early part of this week, we should be experiencing, right now we're at a Thursday, right? So we should be experiencing the shift between that Page of Pentacles energy, right? Which is also a very sort of earthy, grounded energy, into that Aries energy of the Emperor. And the Emperor is also very stable, grounded, high expectations, that kind of an energy too. So this could be that shift between the two, right? This wall is kind of like we're fortifying ourselves, keeping ourselves like really clear on what it is we need, not putting up with a lot of bullshit from others, right? Sort of, really just, I almost want to say like shutting everybody out so that we can make a very clear decision, right? That pertains to us, that is about us, that is important to us, and like kind of removing all of the outside chatter or opinions. And that doesn't necessarily mean specific opinions to people we deal with day to day. This could be the opinions of society. Maybe today's a good day to stay the fuck off Facebook. Because we just don't want to deal with the lunacy that is the world right now. So that's kind of the vibe that I'm getting from this. But it feels good to me, and it feels secure, safe, fortified, strong. I like this sort of feeling. Just don't shut ourselves off completely would be my only warning with this card. So now with the Queen of the Moon deck, let's see. This is Supermoon, and the word is attraction. Card number 44, which is interesting to me because that would be considered a master number. You're not supposed to boil down master numbers. And 4 and 4, right? When I think about fours, I always talk about them being about stability. And when I look at this wall card, to me, this is about creating our own stability, being sort of the steward of that stability, maintaining that. We always talk about don't build walls or wall yourself off. But to me, when I look at this wall card, it feels like we're actually building our own very special fortress, right? Our own very special safe space amidst a world that might feel a little bit chaotic right now. And is that not an eye? Oh, look at the little eye peering out at the door. Do you see that? There's a small eye, so we're not completely out of touch. We're not completely shut off from the world. We're paying attention. We might be watching the world outside of us, but we're not necessarily trusting of fully what's going on. Now, when I look at this attraction, I feel like attraction is about, and I love how big this moon is, right? Attraction to me is sort of I know I say this word a lot, discernment, but I feel like these two cards together feel to me about discernment. I feel like the wall is like, okay, we're only letting so much in. We're only allowing for so much hijinks, bullshit, opinions. Attraction is what are we attracted to? What do we want? listening to our higher self at a very like sort of deep and profound level. That's sort of going inward in behind this wall and only listening to maybe our own internal voice. That's why this moon to me is so big, and the clouds begin to sort of clear away. If we look at this gentleman here, he's sort of sitting there sort of meditative. He's almost having this discussion with his subconscious self, his higher self, his more intuitive self, right? We're talking about this master number of 44, right? So there's a definite like strength in listening to that more subtler, quieter voice. And we may need this wall or this space, this time, however it is that we're creating it for ourselves, to do that, to shut out the voices around ourselves, right? That also ties into like sort of that shift between that Page of Pentacles, which is open and teachable, into this sort of graduation into the Emperor, right? Which to me, the Emperor knows what he wants. He has high values, expectations, that sort of thing, and he expects only the best. We need to meet those values. We need to meet those things, set ourselves to be in that position so that we can make clear and informed decisions. So this is I feel like a good time. These two cards speak to this good time for introspection and contemplation within ourselves, solely within ourselves. It's going to empower us, and it's going to allow us to not only know what we are attracted to, but what are we also attracting to ourselves through our thoughts, our feelings, our emotions, our vibrations, right? So let me see if I can find attraction or supermoon. Depending on how long, these writings are a little bit long. I have to say, they're a little bit long-winded for these cards. I prefer less information and more intuition, but that's just me. Supermoon. Attraction. You can be magnetic to others and attract the good things in life. You can repel what you no longer wish to attract. Be ready for opportunity. Avoid extremes that might cause negative imbalance in your life, in your body or mind. Think of connections greater than yourself. So that's interesting because we have this wall around us protecting us right now, right? So as we're doing that, we are still like, we get to pick and choose what we like let through the door. The statement is, I can attract what I wish and repel what I do not. A supermoon is a full moon that is the closest distance from the Earth in its revolutions. It is also referred to as the perigee moon. The supermoon looks huge in the sky, and being so close to the Earth, it influences the oceans more than usual, causing more extreme tides than are normal. That might be why we have that wall up too. Maybe emotionally we might be feeling a little bit more pushed and pulled. These changes in gravity and force are certainly noticeable, and for most people who follow the cycles of the moon and do magical workings aligned with them, it is the energy of supermoons that is most important. If a normal full moon gives us an opportunity to have rocket power under our intentions, a supermoon greatly magnifies this energy into a supernova. If we are growing, we all want to attract experiences into our lives. This can be positive relationships, a lifestyle that suits us better, clarity, love, prosperity, creativity. The list goes on. Equally, we also perhaps wish to be able to repel the experiences we don't want. It is important then to not just know what we want, but to be able to recognize what we don't. Attraction isn't just about what we accept, but also how we discern. There's that word discernment, interesting. Blindly attracting everything we think of into our lives rarely makes us happy, but being focused about it does. This card also suggests that we think globally and for the whole. If you are making intentions on the supermoon, include one for the planet. The companion stone or metal is magnetite. All right, so I really think that this is about us, the wall is about us getting serious, introspective, quieting down the voices around us and getting clear on the voice that's within us. The attraction supermoon is about bringing that into us or clarifying that even further so that we begin to attract that. And remember that emperor, he gets what he wants, He's a loving, benevolent father, but he will get what he wants. So the stone for today is friends. I would say this is an interesting one because I feel like I want to tell you guys to not allow the opinions of your friends in. Be mindful of your friends. I think you can ground in your good relationships. Ground in relationships that support you, that bring you joy, that make you feel light, airy, happy, right? Those are the things that you want to exemplify or bring about. We don't necessarily want yes men around us or people that will just automatically agree with us, but we also don't want to entertain too many ideas or negativity or, possibilities, fear-based possibilities from those that aren't necessarily, they're processing our situations through their filters, right? So grounding in that fact and keeping that aware, our friends can be of sources of support, but we want to be careful sort of what kind of support they're giving us. If they are giving us support that only induces us into fear and worry, then they're not necessarily serving us. We need to find those answers within ourselves. That's certainly what I feel like these two cards are about. Know that you are supported and you're not alone, even if you are going inward and you are hiding, not hiding, but like if you are going inward and like sort of contemplating behind this wall to kind of clear out the external voices. Know that, you still have your friends, you can still go back to your friends, you can still have their input later, but this is sort of about us making the decision for ourselves, moving into this Emperor energy, right? All right, that is your forecast for the day. I hope that makes sense. I mean, it's a little rusty because we're switching over decks, but these will make more and more sense as we move forward. Enjoy your October. I will see you guys tomorrow. Please give this video a thumbs up, and I will see you guys soon. Thank you and take care. Bye-bye.